Hello and welcome everybody, it's UltraSparx here with a brand new series. It's Prison Architect. The aim of this series is for me to design, build and manage a fully functioning detention centre, correctional facility and possibly execution facility. So I've paused the time, I've gone through the intro, which is just a story about a guy being killed and stuff like that. And so I'm going to build a prison here. I've got some workmen arriving. I've actually paused the clock. I've got some prisoners arriving in 24 hours, which I should get rid of. There we go, closed off. So we're having no one arriving. Play this normal speed. We're going to have my workmen arriving. And so the idea for me is to do this series until either I lose the game horribly. This is my third time actually trying to play this game. It's really hard. I could not get any buildings to build, but now I think I've managed it. And then after that, I'm gonna sort of, and carry on until I either get bored or until I lose. So I'm not gonna plan this bit, but I'm gonna get some fences up and around here. I'm gonna fence off these areas to start with, because well, we don't want any of the prisoners getting out. So like round here, and then we're going to bring down these walls 20 meters down there. We're going to come a fair way over here, like 75 meters. Yeah, I think that's going to be enough. It doesn't need to be a lot bigger than that. Oh, whoops, no, don't want that built there. And then we're going to come all the way over here, 75 meters again. That should be right, and then we can like join that up there. So we're going to get all these fences up here. So we're going to speed the time up to like super fast time. Now, CEO's letter. Here we go. Congratulations on completing your basic instruction. Yeah, I did that off camera. You're now a fully qualified prison architect. Soon you'll be designing, building, and running your own prisons. And plot land and a few stacks of bricks. But before we get started, I thought I might share some important lessons with you. Every prison needs a warden. Should be one of the first hires. Build him a nice office and open up a whole range of advanced facilities via the bureaucracy system. That's down here, which I can't access at the moment. Individual jail cells are expensive, especially when anti-funds. Save money by starting with a single large holding cell, which can be shared between many prisoners at once. Yep, I'll do that. Get kitchen and canteen up and running. Blah blah blah. Water current, yeah, utilities, that's about everything. Good luck. Okay, goodbye. Thank you, Mr. Warden. So, I've got my workers around the clock, but I'm going to hire a couple more. Let's get 4 more of these guys up here. There we go, we've got 12 workmen. Now, I do also believe that over here we can get some grants. Basic detention centre, 30 grand, 20 grand advance payment, and 10 grand on completion. Well, I'm going to go for that. So we're now up to 48 grand. That is the money in the bank, money that we've got to play with. So the controls are WASD, WSD, all the arrow keys, which I'm using actually because I can't remap my keys to ZQSD for the French keyboard, which is very annoying. So I'm using the arrow keys here, and scroll wheel to move in and out, and then obviously mouse. Right mouse button, left mouse button to do stuff, right mouse button to delete stuff. That is how it's working. So, the idea in this is to plan stuff out, because you're an architect. But you're also a builder. It's not just architect, you're building. So here we go, I can plan out like a nice holding cell. So on an odd number, like that. Purely and simply because that way I can just get one door on there. And so we're gonna get these foundations up here. There we go. Nicely, like that. Now, I keep having this problem. It keeps saying requires entrance. And I've never been able to figure out how to get it to actually complete the foundations on anything of a decent size. Like this now, look, it's just saying requires entrance. Now, I should be able to get rid of that planning. Planning for walls. Can I just get rid of that? I could plan a pathway out. Like, we can have a nice pathway coming down there. I'm going to want a pathway there. Now, why does it say it requires an entrance? Eh? Why? Why does it require an entrance? What is this problem? What I might do is get a door. A gel door. Get it on there. Like that. Don't know if that's centered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. Oh, okay, there we go. That is now finished. I want to get rid of those lights because they are terribly placed. Because we can get some lights and we can get them up in there like that. There we go. With my door that's not centered, that's great. I'm going to need lecky for the lights. That won't be a problem. So now we can do some more planning. I'm going to plan out like 13 by sort of like 25, 24, 26. There we go. Look at that. That's beautiful. And then we can sort of plan to have like 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one could be an entrance. 2, 3, and the fourth one could be an entrance. Oh, wait, no, that is wrong. Like that. And then I can like have that like that with like kitchen and canteen. Yep. So I'm gonna get some foundations up in the place. Like that, bum 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 bum, scratchy, and then we're going to get a couple of jail doors. One's going to go there, and one is going to go there, and now they're going to be able to complete those foundations. So there we go. So this is going to be the holding cell. I can actually plan that out now. Where's holding cell? Holding cell is there. So this area is a holding cell. Scratchy. That's a lovely sound. I love the sounds in this game. And this area here is going to be a kitchen. Like that. I'm also going to cancel those lights because they'll tell. No, wait, foundations. Cancel the lights. Building foundations. Cancel the lights. Don't even get in there to put them in. Don't put them. Oh, they've just put the lights in. Oh god, that's not good. Oh well, that will do. Rooms. So we've got the kitchen and we want the canteen to go in there. Yep. Kitchen's going in there. Lovely. Look at that. That is amazing. Now, all this is flashing because we need electricity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of plan out this area up here. Sort of want it to be 10 by 10. A bit more actually. Alright, 12 by 12. That should do. Lovely, look at that. And this is going to be where my utility is going to go from. So we're going to have electricity and water up there. And we're going to get a gel door again on there, like there. There we go. So now they know where to build the entrance, so they can build the actual building. Look at that. That is lovely. This is all coming together. I've got 40 grand in the bank. 40 grand. Look at that. It's amazing. Okay, they've put terrible lighting again in there. They are really terrible with the lights. But hey ho. There we go. Look at that. So in here, we are going to come and get utilities. So we're going to want a power station. And we're going to plonk it like that. And we're going to want a few capacitors around it to actually run. So we're going to get 3 capacitors up there. Like that. They are going to start pumping out some juice. Look at this. It's auto-saving. A little bit out. We're then going to want a water pump station. Like that. We're going to get that like there. Bam. Look at that. And so now we can run some electrical cable. And we can run it down. we're going to run it all the way down into the holding cell, and then we're going to take it all the way across here into the kitchen and canteen. There we go. So all this is going to be hooked up to the juice. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. And they're working really quickly, really fast. Really fast, I said. So there we go. Oh, and we're going to need a little bit of electricity up on the pump station here. So we've got to utilities. We're going to need some electrical cable just to connect that up like that. Beautiful. And then we're going to be able to plan out all the water. So the water goes via large pipes, I believe. Large pipes, and they're going to come. Now, if the large pipes come in down like that, and then we're going to have small pipe. No, we're going to have some more large pipe run along the back like that, and then we're going to have small pipe come into here and into here. There we go. So we've got some basic utilities going in now. There we go. So what is going on with the holding cell? We need a toilet and a bench. So we're going to get some bogs up here now. So objects, lavs. So let's get a couple of lavs. We can have like two like that. They don't want to sit right next to each other, but we can have the lavies there. And then they're going to need to be plumbed in with a couple of small pipes, so we can have that stretching like that. There we go. That's lovely. That is lovely. So the bogs are going to be working in the holding cell, and then we're going to get what have we got here? Some benches. Yep, here we go. So we're going to get some benches up in place. There we go, lovely. Look at that. And then we can have someone. We can have them sit here whilst they're waiting for the loo. It's like completely wrong, so no, we're not going to have that. We can have them sit like there whilst they're on the loo. That shouldn't be a problem. There we go. They should love that. There we go. So we've got a load of benches. So that is our holding cell ready. Now, what do we need in the kitchen? We're going to need a cooker, a fridge, and a sink. So let's get the sink in here. Where is it? Objects. Should show me. Where are they? Where's the sink? Totally blind. Totally blind. Is it? Here we go. Here we go. Phone booth, drain, fridge. Right, cooker, sink. Right, sink. So we can have the sink in there for him. Then we can have the cooker. Where's the cooker gone again? There it is. We can have a couple of cookers. You know what? Let's get four. $500 each. There we go. And then we also need a fridge, so we can have a nice fridge for them to keep all their lovely food in. We can have two of them there. There we go. That is looking perfect. That is a pretty swanky kitchen, if I do say so myself. That's looking pretty nice. Now we're going to need some juice up to the cookers, so that shouldn't be a problem, because our electrical cables run here, so we can just run cables down like that. There we go. Look at that. That's perfect. That's beautiful. And got some small pipe just to run into the sink there. There we go. That's no problem. Why would that be a problem? There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just get him to plumb that in, and then that'll be good to go. So we've got canteen, kitchen, a holding cell. So we're now going to need some showers, a yard. We're going to need to get the canteen done. Serving table, and bench. Right, okay. So here, objects, I wanted the door, like there. Get some brick walls there, just to separate off. Now we're going to want a serving table. Where's the serving table? Here's the serving table. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. We're going to want a nice serving table, so they can come and they can serve there and there. Look at that. That's beautiful. Look, it's only $20. That's amazing. And then we're going to have some tables. So we're going to have the canteen sat like that. So bench, table, bench, bench, table, bench, bench, table, bench, bench, table, bench, bench. I can leave it like that. And then just literally like the same there. So here we go. Bench, 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 bench. So they can all now sit down and have their dinner in the canteen. Look at that, lovely.